What was that?
Oh my God, it might have come from upstairs. Okay, well, there is definitely nobody up here. Except that I heard something.
Founded in 1761, the town of Yarmouth sits on the southwestern tip of Nova Scotia, where it has long served as a major fishing port, as well as a gateway to the province for travelers coming by sea from New England. Being on the edge of everywhere, however, might also include paranormal realms beyond our own, because the town has more than a few reportedly haunted locations. Included among them is the old county jail. Built in the 1860s, there are multiple chilling ghost stories involving the building, which is why Holly and I decided to investigate it in May 2017. Oh my.
Yo.
Hello, hello.
Hello?
Oh, hey.
Hi there, Paul.
Dustin, nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you.
Holly Stevens.
Pleasure to meet you, Holly.
So this is the old Yarmouth jail.
This is the old Yarmouth jail.
Actually, I think I'll just keep my flashlight out just in case.
Absolutely.
Because there's no power in here, right?
There isn't. No power, no running water.
Whoa, what? Okay, no running water. What about ghosts? Are there any ghosts in here?
Well, according to the stories, there very well may be.
So tell me a bit about the jail. It's 1860s?
Yeah, originally built in 1864, was to take the place of an old building that, used to serve that purpose. So the main floor was designed to hold male prisoners. The second floor was designed to hold female prisoners.
All right, well, let's take a tour of this bad boy. And as Holly and I were talking, this might be the creepiest we've sort of looking place just even out here. I've done a jail before, and I was strangled by a ghost in a jail. Wow. So, long story. Actually, it's a pretty short story.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that was it. So I'm excited and apprehensive about going back into a jail that looks even scarier than the one I was in 9 years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right, where do you want to start? Where
Might
were
as well take a tour through this side of the cell block.
Cells are down here?
I will follow you.
So, welcome to the first floor of our jail. Ow. Things are jumping out at you already.
Things are coming out and jumping at me already.
I ran into him.
So these are some of the old jail. Oh, hello.
I love how willing he is to just go in
Yeah, right?
Didn't
to
hear
an
anybody
empty
answer
cell.
back. That's always a good sign. So you were telling us about the ghost of Christmas past.
That's right.
Down here, so to speak.
Yeah.
This story of somebody who killed themselves on Christmas or Christmas Eve?
Christmas Eve, an Irishman by the name of Patton was an immigrant. He married a local woman, had a daughter, and he was actually jailed here for threatening the two of them. And the story goes, on Christmas Eve, he somehow got a hold of a pocket knife and actually slit his throat in one of these cells on the first floor.
I mean, I've been in Terezin, which is an old prison fortress in the Czech Republic where, among other people, Gavrilo Princip spent his last days. He was the guy who shot the Archduke Ferdinand, started World War I.
Sure.
And these cells are actually smaller than those cells.
Is that right?
Yeah, no,
Wow.
he had a pretty tall, he was there with me. He had a reasonably roomy but dank cell. These ones are
They're
really,
small.
These are pretty bad.
Yeah. Like,
But the barrel vaulted ceilings add a lot of great character.
they do.
That's why we bought
And
it.
if you're talking to your cellmates, it's like, hello, hello. Why is there nobody else here? Everybody's gone. So this would be a more of a main general holding cell kind of thing you see in movies where people just, you see
Absolutely.
like 6 guys sitting down. I guess this might have been the drunk tank too, I suppose.
Yeah, I would think.
Yeah, where they would.
I can't say from personal experience,
No.
thankfully, but
How long would people would have been held here?
That I don't know.
No.
No, it sort of varies from case to case. The majority would be out in a day because in most cases it was.
Here
sort of-
specifically, or the cells in general?
A lot of the cells as well.
Okay.
Because most of it was sort of drunk and disorderly, maybe a little
Okay.
bit of domestic violence, but.
But there have been some murder cases here as well?
There have, early on in the days when people would have been held here long-term. Yeah, on the third floor, when we go up there, we can show you where actually the one and only documented hanging in Yarmouth took place on the third floor.
The murder Dustin was talking about occurred in 1922 when 68-year-old Omar Roberts killed his young housekeeper by burning her alive. As we ghost investigators like to say, that's some seriously bad juju. And so this is the hanging floor.
That's right, they actually hung him in the attic. So reportedly, these are the stairs that actually are the spot from which he was hung.
So up the stairs, I will not recreate this. I'm not paid enough. And
And then this area in the floor, that would have been actually removed and he would have fallen through that.
Oh, yes.
So these were the makeshift Yarmouth gallows. All the witnesses claim that Omar, actually suffered quite severely.
I mean, he set her on fire. I mean, you never like to see anybody suffer.
Right.
That's why we have laws against cruel and unusual punishment. Again, somebody who set a young woman on fire, though,
Karma?
if you had
Yeah,
to pick
karma.
somebody, there's a little bit of karma. Sometimes, you hear stories too, like the people, sometimes it's a botched hanging, and sometimes it's done intentionally.
Absolutely.
For that very reason, to make the guy suffer. So, yeah, all you need to do is read up on hangings and realize they didn't always go off very well. All right, well, that's enough in here for now. We'll come back. Holly will come back later. And yeah, just creepy. All
We
right.
should draw straws on this one, Paul.
Well, that was fun.
Creepy.
So, all right, I guess we should come up with a game plan.
There's actually one more spot.
What?
Perhaps it's the creepiest of all, and that's the basement.
Your favorite.
We need better research packets. All right, creepy basement. This should be fun.
Yep, right this way.
God. This is fantastic.
Oh, look, someone pulled the fire alarm. Guess it doesn't work.
I guess not. Where'd Dustin go?
Dustin?
Right here.
Oh, it's
Okay.
over there.
Don't
All right.
leave us yet. What would this have been used for?
A lot of people claim it was just the basement. Others have speculated that this room in particular was used maybe for coaxing information out of prisoners.
It's good that we've added a third option between two decapitations. We can always do the torture. You don't want to go in there, do you?
I'm working on it. Yeah, that's a feeling and a half.
I mean, we don't even think of that. We hear about police brutality today. It still goes on. People sometimes smacking folks around in jails and stuff. But back then, maybe the 20s, 30s, even into the 40s or 50s, you could definitely see something like that going on down in here. All right, so Holly and my brother Jim are out getting some supplies for the rest of the investigation at the local hardware store. I'm going to take this opportunity, for reasons that I still haven't fully explained to myself, much less Dillon and Chelsea, to head down into the basement where the potential torture room was. And I have here our trusty REM pod and also our EDI, which is now recording temperature. It is 12 degrees at the moment, 12.1, fluctuating. And I got a K2 meter and some other stuff in here. So your basic ghost hunter equipment. Also a sizable dollop of courage, which I'm sure by the time I get to the bottom of the stairs will be mostly gone. No, I think it's gone already. Courage descending. Ugh. Ugh. All right. Temperature holding steady. Temperature holding steady. Oy, 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 oy. All right, REM pod. There we go. It should be doing that because I've just activated it. Yeah. And then when I walk away, we see the REM pod is not doing anything. So you know what I think we should do? Give me 20 minutes down here, 25 minutes alone. Nobody else down here, totally dark except for the light on the camera, and I'll hang out in the torture room. Does that seem like an idea? Well, it's an idea, I'm just not sure it's a good one. So, anyway, let's do that. Yeah, you can really see my breath coming out. I'm gonna check the temperature meter over here. We're still at 12.5, folks. So the temperature is the exact same now as it was when I first came down here. But as you can see, it feels colder. And it is definitely dank down here. So, and you get this, you can kind of do this, and you get a very disorienting feeling. And you can imagine that if the door was closed to this room, you would have been led down here, not knowing what to expect, by people that potentially you knew didn't mean you any good, and you would have been led into this room like this. I'm walking in now, and they would have sat you down in a chair down here like this. I don't have a chair, but then you would have been looking up at them, and these guys would have been standing over you, like I'm now standing over the chair that contains the audio recorder and the EDI temperature reader, and I would have said something like, listen, we know you did it. Give it up. Who's your accomplice? Where's your still? If they were rum runners or bootleggers, something like that. Tell us what you know, or else I'm not going to tell you nothing, man. I didn't do nothing. Really? Give him a good whack across the face. And, you know, if you had a flashlight or a billy club back then, you know, that's what would have been going on down here.
After about 20 minutes, I decided to try a more direct approach to making contact with any spirits who might have found themselves on the wrong side of the law all those years ago. While I was busy playing bad cop in the basement, Holly had returned to the jail and started her investigation by exploring the cells on the second floor.
What was that? I absolutely just heard something. Is someone up here? Oh my God, it might have come from upstairs. Hello? Omar? Hello? Is anyone up here? Okay, well, there is definitely nobody up here except me. Except that I heard something. Omar, are you here? Okay, well, I'm not getting anything now. Let's go see if Paul's having any fun downstairs.
The audio recorder might have picked me up torturing a ghost. Just
What?
saying, I may have, tried to recreate the situation that might have been the case down here.
I see. So, that's great.
Yeah,
Any strangling?
no, that would be upstairs.
True. Actually, I was just upstairs on the second floor and heard a noise above me.
Whoa,
Right?
I hear your footsteps, and then thunk.
Yeah,
So you were downstairs?
I was downstairs.
So that's you recording, because you were just goofing off, walking through, checking out the place. You didn't,
I was doing my job, but yeah, I was.
right. And you heard that so that came through on your phone recorder from upstairs.
Yeah, and I
So-
was downstairs in the cells.
So that would have been even louder in,
Well, if it came from upstairs and it sounded like it did.
oh, it sure did. I can definitely hear it. And it had that double drop.
It
boom,
did.
Boom,
Yeah.
which sounds to me like it could have been that.
You mean
Like,
somebody?
yeah. What we're going to do is Holly's going to go downstairs. That was a freaky sound. That is a legit sound. She was down on the second floor where the women's prison area was. She was just investigating, and she heard this double thunk coming from what she thinks is upstairs. I think she's right.
Wow, Paul,
I can hear you.
you were right above me.
Am I?
Where I heard it. Yes, you are.
Like,
Yeah, it's like right there.
yep, that's where I am.
Can you walk on the stairs? Let me see what that sounds like.
All right, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being perfectly safe and 1 being potentially suicidal, I'm going to give this a 5 to 6, Probably good, but dodgy. Of course, I am standing right on the trap door, too, so who knows. Why not? All right, hold on. All right, got to watch this. There's some of the floor is falling through here. I'm wearing gloves, too, because I'm going to have to protective like that. Ugh, good way to break an ankle. Oh, that's not good. Oh, man, cobwebs. Ugh. All right, Holly, this is where Omar would have been led to his death. Probably deserved. All right, I'm heading up the, just getting ready here because I'm not keen on doing this, for about 50 different reasons. I'm going to head up. Ready, Holly?
Yep.
All right, here we go.
Are you on the stairs?
Yep, that was me. I just took about 4 quick steps.
That's what it sounded like.
All right, I'm going to do it again. Hold on. Oops. So this is me going up to the hangman's spot. Here we go.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
if it
it?
was a quick step, it definitely sounded like that. On wood, it was lighter, and it definitely didn't hit the floor. It was definitely higher up.
Great.
As Holly returned to her investigation of the cells, she found one in particular that for some reason she couldn't quite explain made her extremely uncomfortable.
Yeah, there's just something about that one. For me. It's like I walk in there and I think I'm never coming out again.
I'll take the hit on this one then, because that interests me. You usually don't get apprehensive. You're pretty level-headed. I've found in the past that when you do get apprehensive, it usually means that there might actually be something to it. So I'm going to trust your instincts, and I'll do a little bit of a sit down in here and see if I can say hello to whatever might be in here, if there is anything in here.
I sat down in the cell and waited to see if anything would happen on its own, given that Holly hadn't approved of the strategy I had used earlier to try and make contact in the basement. After about 10 minutes of no activity, however, I decided to push the boundaries of ghost investigation once again.
I'm going to try something different. Gonna mix it up. Gonna go off the grid of smart things and back onto the grid of dumb things that I've been known to do. Just put that on the floor. If out in the ether somewhere, the spirit of Tom Hutchings is there, the Tom Hutchings that I may have run into in February 2009 in the St. Andrews jail cell. Sergeant Hutchings, if you are out there, come say hello, because I think you and I have unfinished business. What was that?
Hey, Chelsea, did you hear something upstairs?
Yeah, I'm listening to Paul, and through his audio, I could hear something from upstairs, and he even made a note of it.
Okay, we heard it too.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear
Paul?
something?
Yeah, we heard something upstairs,
Oh,
but it sounds like you may have heard it too.
what did it sound like?
We're wondering if it's the door again.
To the cell?
Yeah,
In the second floor?
yeah, it was upstairs. And Chelsea heard it too, through the audio.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm having a personal conversation with an old friend.
You're kidding me.
No. I just opened the door to somebody you and I know from the past. A certain sergeant from St. Andrews.
Did you invite him?
Yeah, invite would be a good word. Challenged a little bit, but not totally confrontational, just saying we have unfinished business. And I believe we do, actually. I've never fully resolved what happened to us in that jail 8 years ago, so. I kind of, as soon as I said that, you guys turned the lights on out there and said, did you hear that or whatever? So I was thinking, what did you guys hear? I thought it would be down here, but if you heard something up there, then yeah, that's a coincidence because it happened at the same time as I was starting to mix it up, as I put it.
So you invited another spirit here, and then we heard something from upstairs.
Potentially. And I know that look.
Okay.
That's the not happy look.
Okay, no, hold on. And now you want me to go up and investigate it.
You want to go investigate it together? Yes, let's do that. I will return to the jail cell later. We'll go investigate together. I know that look, and that's the look that says, if you don't come investigate that with me, no more.
It's just you opened a can of worms, and you better be ready to go on and...
I am, but I thought I was doing something here, but yeah, let's go.
Look at the worms.
Let's look at the worms. I walked out like this. I was just wasn't even doing anything. I was just kind of like, oh yeah, okay, I guess I'll go downstairs. And when I got here, I swear to God, something hissed at me.